Good evening, baseball fans. How you doing? Welcome back to some hot takes. Let's get to it. And good evening, baseball fans. Hello. Right around 100 people in the chat. What is going on, everyone? How are we doing? Hello. Kevin, what's going on? Nicholas, one of our moderators, is here. What's going on? Mr. First Cat, Julian, Jacob Toon, another moderator. Hello. Caden, what's going on, my friend? How you doing? Audit is here. Brandon is here. Rain FC, Wolfpack, what's going on, my friends? How you doing? Who else we got in here? We got a couple of members in here. We got Kyler Kelsey, Chris Raskin. What's going on? How you doing? Hello. Combat Jones, Brandon Dillman. Hello to everyone out there. Welcome back to Hot Takes. We haven't done Hot Takes in, God, I don't even know how long. When was the last time we did Hot Takes? I don't even remember. I have no idea. It had to be, it's at least a month. Couple months? I think so. Man, oh man. I mean, I stopped Hot Takes because there was 1 week where I had to take off for 1 week. And then the next week, I posted something on the community tab, and I barely had any submissions. I think I only had like 20. So I was like, all right, I'm going to take that as a sign where, I don't know, I guess we're not going to use Hot Takes for a little bit. But you guys saw the post yesterday. You really stepped up. You submitted some Hot Takes, and I had more than enough good ones for tonight's show. As you can see, there are a few in the title as of right now. We're going to talk about the Orioles. We're going to talk about Aaron Judge. We're going to talk about Joey Gallo. Who would have thought Joey Gallo would have made the show? My goodness. But I just want to say, everyone, also, yes, it's been a while since we've done Hot Takes, but it feels like forever since I've been on here. I have been back to work this week, very tired. First day of school was yesterday. It's like this every year, you know, the build up to the first day of school. We always go back for around a week prior to the first day of school, and then we have Meet the Teacher, where, you know, I meet all the parents and I meet the students that are going to be coming into my classroom. It's just chaos every single day, you know, getting ready. We got meetings every day, just getting the classroom set up, getting my lesson plans put together, working with the team. It's just a whole bunch of stuff, and then you're just exhausted at the end of it. William Fulgham, $1.99. Grissom needs your shirt. Go Braves. My goodness, he's doing pretty good, ain't he? William, thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. But yeah, this past week has just been really chaotic. We had the trade deadline, and then I just basically jumped back into my full-time job. So it does feel like forever since I've been here. Really, it hasn't even, it's been not even a week. So, but I was here for power rankings on Sunday, but it feels like forever since I've been here. So we're going to do some hot takes tonight. First time back in a little while, so I'm excited for that. And let's get to it here. But before I do get started, if you are new to the channel at all, if you're just finding this channel for the first time, think about hitting that subscribe button down below. Everyone, I don't know, let's get the like goal for 100 likes for tonight. 100 likes for tonight's show. Hit the bell notification so you get notified every time I go live. Share the stream. That way you get some more people in here, help out the algorithm. And hey, share any of the other content on the channel. Don't forget, we are partners with SeatGeek. Use my code HYDE, $20 off your first purchase, as well as Prize Picks. If you're into the sports betting game, use my code GINGER and you'll get a 100% deposit match. So if you donate 20 or if you deposit $20, they give you $20. So go check it out, everyone. Also, I did say after power rankings that I was going to be doing the Believe in Red Sox podcast the next night. Ended up just getting extremely busy this past week. This week has just been complete chaos. Today was the second day of school. I'm a tired boy. I fell asleep last night at 8:45. I'm not even kidding. Eastern time. I had my lights on and everything. I just completely passed out. I don't know. It just all hit me last night. I'm a little tired tonight. But hey, we gotta go on with the show. The show goes on here. So let's get to it, everyone. First hot takes. So if you are new to hot takes, usually I end up picking around 10. Always in the future, if you're looking to submit a hot take, always check the community tab on my channel. Just click on the community tab at the top and look to see if I post anything. So I posted something, I believe, yesterday, and I said, hey, if you got a hot take, you just send them on in. So I think we ended up getting around 60 submissions. So thank you for everyone that did submit a hot take. So let's see if your hot take made tonight's show. I mean, we got to start off with America's team right now. I mean, it is juicy. Everyone is sinking their teeth into it. Last year, it was all about the Mariners. The Mariners were America's team last year, and now it's the Baltimore Orioles. What the heck is going on with the Baltimore Orioles? My Red Sox just beat the Orioles tonight, so thank God my Red Sox actually won a game. Ed Bagley making the show. The Baltimore Orioles will earn a wild card spot and make a surprising run to the ALCS. Oh my goodness. Also, before I do get to this hot take, just pointing out, tonight is the Field of Dreams game. Remember the Field of Dreams game last year? I'm going to be honest, when they told us this matchup for this year, I wasn't very excited about it. I'm like, I understand Cubs and the Reds, you know, classic teams, but I don't know. Cubs and the Reds, like, come on. You gotta get the good teams in here, man. But hey, Field of Dreams game. It's always pretty fun just looking at the visual. We'll have to wait and see. I don't know if they've announced next year's or not. If anyone has seen it or heard it, I have not. But let me know, because knowing me, I probably missed it. But Cubs up 4-2 right now in the Field of Dreams game. About to head into the top of the 9th. So the Reds will get the final at bat. So let's see if they can come through. Remember that game last year? That was one of the best games all year. Had the walk-off win. Crazy. All right, let's get back to the Orioles here. So as you can see here, my Red Sox just beat the Orioles. So now the Orioles are out of the top 3. This is nuts, man. This Orioles team, they're just playing great baseball lately, man. I mean, 58 and 53. They are completely exceeding expectations at this point. 7-3 in their last 10. I mean, my goodness. This team is just playing so well. I mean, taking a look at the lineup here, and this is even after trading Trey Mancini and Jorge Lopez. Jorge Lopez, you know, one of the best closers in baseball this year. Trey Mancini, the heart of the team. And they just keep on cruising, man. I mean, they're just putting it together. But the big key for the Orioles lately has been the starting pitching. They've had some of the best starting pitching in the game, and they've been able to absorb the loss of Jorge Lopez, at least so far. Felixs Batista, he's got himself a nice, you know, little fancy schmancy entrance coming on in. I'm going to say this right now. Speaking of entrances, I have not touched on this. Oh my goodness, Edwin Diaz in that entrance. I don't care if people are flipping out about this all over the place. I absolutely love the trumpets. I love the trumpets. It's amazing. I don't know what it is. It gets my engines going, man. It is fantastic. That dude, hold on, we got a super chat coming in. William Fulgham, no Field of Dreams game next year. Construction on Youth Park. Oh, no Field of Dreams game? Well, look at that. Well, that's a bummer. Well, we'll have to wait and see. If maybe they change their mind or it'll come back the next year. William, thank you so much for that. But yeah, Felixs Batista, he's got a cool one. What is the music that they play? Here we go. Felixs Batista entrance. Omar's Whistle. I mean, it looks pretty cool. If we go take a look at this, this is from WMAR. What is going on here? What are we doing? You are completely freezing on me. What's happening here? Here we go. Okay, we're not doing this. Where is Felixs Batista's entrance? Here we go. Felixs Batista coming in. I think they do something with the lights. Poor guy, man. There's like no one in the stands. I mean, look at this. This is nuts. This is cool, man. Just the lights flickering on and off, man. You kidding me? Omar's Whistle playing. I'm not going to play it for copyright. But, man, what an entrance. This is awesome. They need to do this with all the teams, man. They need to hype back the entrances up. They need to hype those back up again for the closers, man. Absolutely, man. They got to get the. I mean, I remember when Papelbon, he would come in, shipping up to Boston. It was like an event when that guy came in to close, man. You gotta get these entrances just awesome. Please, can we get Edwin Diaz coming in on like a horse? Is that possible? I don't care how ridiculous that sounds. Get Edwin Diaz on horseback. I'm not even kidding. Ride a freaking horse to the mound with the trumpets playing. Oh my God. Tell me that wouldn't be amazing. It would be amazing. But yeah, Edwin Diaz has one of the coolest entrances. I mean, I think Mariano Rivera, Enter Sandman. That's always going to be one of the best. You got Trevor Hoffman with Hell's Bells. I mean, but man, Edwin Diaz, especially the year that he's having too. The trumpets are fantastic. We're talking about the Orioles here. Felix Bautista, he is having a pretty solid year. Taking a look at the numbers. Taking over Jorge Lopez in the closer role. 50 games this year, 1.69 ERA, 3.02 FIP. He is taking to the closer role very well. Big fastball. And, yeah, so far, so good for Felix Bautista. So the bullpen has been one of the best in baseball this entire year. We can actually go take a look here at how this bullpen has been doing as of late. Let's check over the last couple of weeks. Actually, let me go over the last week because I don't want to include anything with Jorge Lopez because he did get traded. So taking a look at how the team's bullpen is doing. Right now, they're still top 10, even without Jorge Lopez. So the bullpen is still performing phenomenally. And taking a look here, Baltimore, over the last 7 days, Baltimore's starting pitching, they were at one point, man, they were like top 5, starting pitching at one point over a period of time. Now they're ranking 20th overall. They're not getting a ton of strikeouts, but you know what? That's not really their game, man. They're just playing some good defense behind these guys. A 3.90 ERA. The FIP is a little high, 4.42. The xFIP is a 4.74. So take into account the expected numbers here. But ERA-wise, taking a look at where they rank in terms of ERA, Jimmy Productions, thank you for your super chat. Baltimore ERA, starting pitching-wise, over the last 7 days, ranks 15th. Overall, so they're just getting good starting pitching. They're getting good bullpen. Let's check out the offense. How's this offense doing lately? Here we go. Last 7 days. Taking a look at the offense. Look at Baltimore, 7th overall. So even without Trey Mancini, they're still getting the bats to step up. And, man, you got bats in here even without Mancini. Imagine if they still had Mancini. Oof, they'd be looking pretty good. But, honestly, I'm glad they made these trades because they got some good prospects there, and to just add even more prospects to that farm, and you just keep on winning. What better? How much better could you have it? But Adley Rushman, he's been playing great. Overall in the year, 63 games, 253 average, a 366 on base, a 130 WRC plus. Adley Rushman, man. This guy is going to be a superstar. I mean, I think we all knew this, but this guy is going to be really good. I mean, my goodness. He's just look at the defense. A 6.4 defense, for a rookie catcher. This guy is to me is how Joe Mauer was when he first came up. He was that big. Man, Adley Rushman, man, he's been a big part of that team. He's gotten himself comfortable now. He's just settling in, man. And, this Orioles team, they're getting a lot of guys stepping up. And it's just so scary to think that they got this farm. Oh, good grief. Good pitching, good offense, good pitching both starting and in the bullpen. Jimmy Productions, will the Nationals be good in 2024? Jimmy Productions, I'm actually going to hold off on that one because that actually might be a super chat, or not a super chat. My goodness, what the heck am I saying? See, I gotta go to bed. That's actually a hot take that's coming in. We're gonna be talking about the Nationals here soon, Jimmy Productions. But I'll say right now, just to answer your super chat, I'm feeling pretty good about the Nationals. Feeling pretty good. Jimmy Productions, one more time. The Orioles should sign Trey Turner this offseason. I agree. I think they got to go after a shortstop. Trey Turner. Carlos Correa, one of those guys. I'll talk about that too in just a little bit. Jimmy Productions, do you know what these hot takes are? Have you already, did you hack into my computer and see what the hot takes are? I mean, my goodness, you already know what the next couple of hot takes are. But the Orioles, let's get back to the hot take from Ed Bagley. Here we go. They're going to earn a wild card spot and make a surprising playoff run to the ALCS. So I'm sitting here talking about, why this Orioles team has been so good. Getting good production all over the place. But will they be able to do it? My gut feeling, and hey, you guys know me, I am wrong quite a bit. I just feel like in the end, I feel like they're just going to come up short. Kind of like the Mariners and the Blue Jays last year. That's the vibe that I'm getting. But Tampa has been having some injuries. They've been having an up and down season. I would not be shocked if the Orioles slipped into that third wild card. I wouldn't be shocked. I do feel like they're going to end up coming up short. Taking a look at the rest of their schedule. I mean, my goodness. Thank God my Red Sox tonight were able to pull out a win. The Red Sox are hanging on by a thread right now. So they got the Rays for 3 this coming weekend. You got the Rays for 3. That's going to be very important series. Incredibly important series. That's huge. A lot of implications here over this weekend. I'm really focused on these division matchups. So you got the Blue Jays. So you got a pretty tough stretch here. You got the Rays, and then you got the Blue Jays back to back. That's never going to be easy. I mean, even if you're the Yankees, that's not going to be easy. Then you got the Cubs for a makeup game. Then you got the Red Sox again in Baltimore. Got the White Sox. Got the Astros. Got the Guardians. It's a tough month. Tough month for the Orioles. I'm really going to wait and see until the end of the month. Not just kind of where they're at in the standings, but this is a big prove-it month here. You got some tough teams, man. Tampa, Toronto. My Red Sox stink, but they always try to at least play the Orioles tough. You got the White Sox. You got the Astros on the road. You got the Guardians on the road. This is not an easy month, man. You did start off pretty easy, but they took care of business over the first 5. You lost the third one to the Pirates. You did win 2 against the Blue Jays, so there you go. Got the Blue Jays again coming up soon. So the rest of this month is not going to be easy. And then you got September. So let's take a look here. You got the A's. That's going to be pretty nice. You got the Blue Jays again for 4. You got the Red Sox again. Then you got the Nationals. Goodness gracious, they're playing the Blue Jays a lot. Holy cow. Tigers you got for 3. Then you got the Astros again for 4. Then you got the Red Sox again for 4. My goodness. And then you got the Yankees. And then the Blue Jays again. What the heck? They're like, how many times are they playing the Blue Jays over the next? So you got 3 here. You got 4 here, so that's 7. You got 3 there. You got 10, and you got 13 more games against the Blue Jays. Holy cow! So division matchups are always tough. I mean, sure, they just beat the Blue Jays for a couple, but it's always going to be tough with these division matchups. The key, you also got the Astros too. Like even the Astros are in here a couple of times, but you do have a lot of winnable series. The A's especially. Got the Nats for 2. You got the Tigers for 3. I mean, let's be real. My Red Sox, who knows what the heck they're going to be at this point. You got 4 against them in Boston, 3 against them here. I don't know. To me, if you're the Orioles, I think the Red Sox, the way you're playing right now, you need to be looking at these Red Sox series as winnable series. But hey, I'm gonna keep my giraffe neck Robbie going. My Red Sox, they're gonna play him tough. But they could do it. Absolutely, they could do it. But you got a lot of tough matchups. You do. You got the Astros, a ton against the Blue Jays. Those are going to be important games for the Blue Jays, too. Very important games. I mean, you got to be looking at it from the other side as well. Blue Jays, hey, I mean, right now they're looking like they're in a pretty good spot. But who knows, man? You can go on one little losing streak and then you're out. So, these Blue Jays, man, they're going to be coming to play. So they're going to be giving you their best shot. But yeah, I'm not counting this Orioles team out of it. Let's say they made it to the playoffs, right? Let's say they made it as the third seed, or the third wild card. Okay, so and Cleveland. I'm talking about Cleveland here. They're gonna be playing Cleveland. Look at Cleveland right now, just leading the division. Minnesota, man, they're free falling. They're free falling. The White Sox, they just can't take advantage. I mean, Cleveland's on fire right now, man. The Guardians are here to play. I told you all this before the season started. I told all of you, look out for the Cleveland Guardians. No one wanted to listen to me. Everyone was laughing at me in the chat. But here you go. We're at August 11th, and the Cleveland Guardians are leading the Central. Are you kidding me? They're playing great baseball. But the Twins, man, they're just fading. Just fading. So when we're looking at, let's say it ends up, the playoffs started today, right? Let's say the playoffs started today. Well, how's this game going? All right, so here come the Reds. Final 3 outs, bottom of the ninth. So let's say the Orioles end up getting the third. They'll end up playing the Guardians in the first round. I think that's how it is. Because they're the 6th seed. They end up playing the 3, I believe. And then Toronto and Seattle would play the 4 and the 5. And so let's say I think the 1 ends up playing the 4 and the 5. Does the 1 end up playing... Yeah, I think that's right. I think the 1 seed ends up playing the winner of the 4 and the 5. And I think the 2 seed ends up playing the winner of the 3 and the 6. Correct me if I'm wrong. I think I have that right. Conman752. O's have the hardest remaining schedule in all of MLB. Let me actually... That's a good thing I can pull up right here. Let me actually see the remaining schedule. Let's see where their strength of schedule lies. So let's go to MLB. Comment, I just don't think their starting pitching is good enough, and the bullpen will likely wear down. Yeah, the thing with the starting pitching, the expected numbers scare me a little bit right there. When we looked at those expected numbers, again, I'll pull those back up, Conman. And I'll look over the last 7 days. So looking at the Orioles, they only ranked 20th over the last 7 days. The ERA looks fine, but the FIP and the XFIP are higher. So sure, it's looking okay right now, but the expected numbers I don't like very much. So we'll have to see how that progresses. The starting pitching, there is not a lot of track record when it comes to this starting pitching. I mean, some of these guys have really been stepping up, but I mean, you also got Tyler Wells. He has the strained oblique. That kind of stunk losing him. He's been pretty solid. So I don't know, man. I think you might be onto something. Might not be good enough just yet. Oh, man. Imagine if they had Grayson Rodriguez. Oh, my. That'd be pretty nice if you ask me. But taking a look at the strength of schedule. Where are we at? Actually, what are they giving the Orioles right now? They're giving them a 0% chance of making the playoffs. A 0%. Wait, is this right? This doesn't look right. 2022 results, 92 and 70. Wait, what? What is going on here? I feel like something's a little off. 2022 projected standings. So, how about, that's not it. 2022 playoff odds. So, oh, that was weird. Why was it doing that a second ago? Huh. That was very weird. So, the Orioles. They are giving the Orioles right now a 5.3% chance of making the playoffs. Still no love for the Orioles right now on Fangraphs. Huh. They're giving my Red Sox a 10% chance more than the Orioles. My goodness. But taking a look at the Orioles' strength of schedule. Well, as you can see here, the Orioles right now, the Diamondbacks have the hardest, then the Marlins, then the Nationals, and then the Orioles. So the Orioles are definitely, I mean, when you're looking at some of these teams, I mean, you got the Blue Jays 13 more times. That's not going to be easy. So hopefully you're looking to at least win 7 out of those 13. That's the goal, I think. Then you got the Red Sox 6 more times or 7 more times. You got the Yankees. You got the Astros. You got the Guardians. There's a lot of, my goodness. You got the White Sox, they're not playing great, but they got some tough teams, man. I do think in the end, I do think Baltimore will fall short. I hope they prove me wrong. Really. My Red Sox stink. I don't know, man. I don't know I don't know. You should have just traded Bogarts. Whatever. But Baltimore, man, if they end up getting in as the third wild card, they would end up playing Cleveland. You could beat Cleveland. You could do it. Absolutely. Cleveland has a bit of an edge starting pitching wise. You got Bieber, McKenzie's been pretty good lately. Bullpen is really good. What a great first round matchup that would be. Cleveland and Baltimore, great bullpens. I would give the edge to Cleveland in terms of starting pitching, but the Orioles, man, they could bring their offense against Cleveland. They really could. So I think that would actually be a pretty good series. I think that would. So let's say they got by Cleveland, get by the wild card round. Then they would end up playing the 2 seed, which right now would be the Yankees. I think I have that right. I think the 1 plays the 4 versus the 5, and then the 2 plays the 3 versus the 6. I will confirm that. MLB playoffs if started today. So these are predictions. Come on now. So yeah, the number 1 seed plays the 4 and the 5. All right, pop-up blocker, whatever. So if the Orioles got the 3rd wild card, they could get by Cleveland. Then they would have to, as of right now, they would play the Yankees. Sorry, my money would be on the Yankees. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know. I think the Orioles could win a game. I think they could win a couple. But I would have to go with the Yankees in that. So it would be, I don't know. And then let's say it ends up being Houston as the 2. I don't know. Houston with that starting pitching against Baltimore. I don't know. Man. That'd be really tough. Really tough, man. I feel like we're on a collision course, man, with the Astros and the Yankees. I know that's kind of the easy one right now to pick because of the 1 and the 2, but I feel like if you're going to go up against Houston or the Yankees in the division round, I think Toronto or Seattle I'd be way more comfortable with those teams going up against Houston or the Yankees because Toronto and Seattle, good offenses. You need good offenses against those teams, man, because especially Houston with that starting pitching, yeah, absolutely. You need that. So right now, the playoffs, if started today, you would have Toronto versus the Mariners and then Cleveland versus the Rays. So I don't know. I'd probably say the Rays maybe can move on. Maybe, I don't know. That's a toss up. And then Toronto, Seattle. That'd be a really fun series. Really fun series. Oh, I kind of hope they don't go up against each other because I want to see what both teams can do in the division round. You know what I mean? I think I would have to give the edge to, I don't know, Seattle's bullpen is way better. Toronto, I would say, has a bit of an advantage with the offense. Seattle just added Luis Castillo. Oh, I don't want those teams to play in the wild card game or in the wild card round. I just don't. I want them to be apart. So, but I would rather have one of those 2 teams go up against the Yankees and the Astros. I don't think Baltimore can do it. I don't know, man. I think it would be a fun run, but I think they could make it past the wild card round. But after that, I don't think they're making it to the championship round. But it's baseball. We've seen a lot weirder things happen. So, first hot take is out of the way. Let's talk about, we just talked about this guy just a little bit ago with the Orioles. I'm staying on the Orioles here for the first few. This is a Orioles heavy show. We got Adley Rushman coming up next from Abraham Terry. Adley Rushman has been a top 25 player in baseball the past 2 months of the season and is already the best catcher in baseball. Oh, I love it. I love it. Let's go talk about it. So let's pull up here the catchers. Okay, let's talk about the catchers. So you're definitely going to have to put the plate appearances down. Let's say 100 plate appearances. Okay, so right now, JT Realmuto is leading the pack in terms of both offense and defense. Adley Rushman right now is 7th. Okay, so but let's check over the last 2 months. So let's go back here. So what is today? August 11th. So June 11th. All right, so where's Adley ranking? Well, Adley is actually number 1 over the last couple of months. Look at that. Adley Rushman over the last couple of months, since June 11th, hitting .291, a .411 on base, a .513 slugging, 5 homers, 19 RBIs. So, well, actually, when did he get called up? I don't remember. When was the day he got called up? I think he got called up a little bit before that, right? Game log. Yeah, May 21st. So, you know, give him a couple of weeks there, and then he's really gotten it going, man. June 11th, he actually had a good game. Hit a couple of doubles in that game, 3 for 4. But yeah, man, he has. I think he's going to be a top 5, top 3 catcher in the game for a long time. JT Realmuto's still there. Will Smith, Sean Murphy, very good. But Adley Rushman, man, this guy is going to be legit. And I mean, you can't argue against the numbers. According to Fangraphs, over the last couple of months, he is the number 1 catcher in the game. Now, are we ready to call him the best catcher in Major League Baseball? So again, let's go to the overall numbers. So let's take a look. So right now he ranks 7th. You know, so obviously he's not going to top these leaderboards, but I don't know, man. You know what? I might actually put a poll question here. I'm going to do a poll. Let's do a poll because I want to see what all 200 of you think. Let's do a poll. Okay, my computer is not working. What is happening? What are we doing? Okay, here we go. Is Adley Rushman. What is happening right now? What is going on? Why did that poll just come up? All right, everyone. I'm sorry. I was not. I'm not gonna be able to do this poll because it is not cooperating with me. All right, here we go. I'll give it one more shot. Oh, this isn't loading at all. Nope. All right, sorry, everyone. I was going to do a poll, but that's not going to happen. By the way, the Cubs have defeated the Reds in the Field of Dreams game. 4-2. Look at those jerseys. Gotta love it. Seiya Suzuki, RBI double tonight. Drew Smiley, 5 innings, 9 Ks. Gotta love it. So, Adley Rushman. I mean, to me, I think if he's not the best catcher in baseball, I wouldn't give him that crown just yet. I think you gotta stick with JT Realmuto or Will Smith. I think one of those you can go with. Realmuto, you're gonna get more defense. Smith, you're gonna get more of a bat. Overall, I guess it's kind of, depends on your preference. Do you want a little more offense with Will Smith or a little more defense with Realmuto? I'm still a Realmuto guy. That's just me. That's how I've always been. I just like JT Realmuto, but I think Adley Rushman, this guy, the next couple of years, he will be the number 1 catcher. He will be the number 1 catcher in all of Major League Baseball. But over the last couple of months, he has been the number 1 catcher. So numbers don't lie. Sticking with the Orioles. Now, remember last year, right? Remember last year, the Tigers were, they were playing some pretty good baseball. I thought this was interesting because I more want to talk about the Orioles for next year. I'll talk about the Orioles for next year. So, from Jack Steele, Con Man, I see your super chat coming in. I see it coming in. Jack Steele, the Orioles will be like the Tigers, and after having an overachieving year, fail to produce in 2023. So, taking a look. Here we go. So, last year, the Tigers, they were the overachievers. They weren't in the spot that the Orioles are in now. I think there's some similar... You could say they're overachieving like the Tigers, but they're in a similar spot as the Mariners were last year. The Mariners were kind of hanging around, but I thought the Mariners had a pretty good team last year. So, but you could say maybe the Orioles this year are a little bit like the Tigers and the Mariners of last year. So, Conman752, O's are 42 and 28 since Adley was called up. Yankees are 43 and 31 since then, which is a worse winning percentage. Imagine when Gunnar, G-Rod, and Hall are all there next year. Oof, my goodness. But let's talk about this, because the Tigers, well, granted, the Orioles are in a better spot now than the Tigers were last year. The Tigers had all the, they were playing better than people thought, but they had all these young prospects coming up, right? Are the Orioles going to be in the same spot? Now, the one thing that does worry me, as of right now, not next year, is the starting pitching. We're talking about the starting pitching earlier, but you are going to be getting some guys. But here's the thing. I know prospects are always fun and exciting, and we love talking about the prospects, but the prospects, a lot of the times, they can go through their bumps. Grayson Rodriguez, as good as he is, he could definitely come up and have some bumps. DL Hall, this is a guy who hasn't quite gotten it fully together yet. He could end up coming up. He could end up having some bumps. So I wonder if the Orioles next year will be quite there. I do wonder about that. You got a lot of talent coming up, man. You got some good players. Gunnar Henderson, he'll probably end up seeing the majors at some point rather soon. G-Rod, Hall as well. Who knows? Maybe you can even see Colton Cowser at some point. Don't forget about Heston Kjerstad as well. There are some guys that could end up coming up next year for sure. I just wonder, how is it all going to work out, right? Because you never know with prospects. You never know. But I think it is exciting to think about. I think the key for the Orioles, I think they need to go out this offseason, and they need to add talent. And Mike Elias has said that he would like to go out this offseason and he would like to spend some money. We saw it this past offseason with Carlos Correa. They were in the rumors. It wasn't a very highly publicized story when we were seeing the Carlos Correa Orioles rumors. And it wasn't out there a lot. I saw a story on it, and then Rosenthal ended up picking it up, but it never really gained a lot of traction. So I think the Orioles, they need to go out there. You can't just rely on these young guys to come up and then all of a sudden you're going to a World Series. You need to go out there and you need to spend, right? Joe Girardi hater, what's going on? JT is the best catcher in baseball. JT is way better than Smith defensively, and Smith is better offensively, but not way better. Adley hasn't played enough. I agree with you. I like JT Realmuto. I think he is still the cream of the crop. I think he is the guy. Because to me, catcher, offense is great, but to me, offense with catching is more icing on the cake. Because to me, your job is to play good defense. Your job is to handle the pitching, right? Offense, if you can provide offense too, well, I mean, that's great. So that's where I like JT Realmuto a little bit more. Will Smith, he's fine defensively, but Realmuto does a lot more. He's always been a really good framer as well. I like JT Realmuto a lot. So back to the Orioles here for next year. I think for them to not go through what the Tigers are going through, you need to go make, I'm going to be honest with you. I did not like the Javier Baez signing for the Tigers. I just really didn't. I don't know, man. I've never been the biggest fan of Javier Baez. I think he's fun, but to me, the offense is just way too inconsistent. Great glove. But to me, he's like just a power or nothing kind of a guy. He had that going. He had his bat going with the Mets for a little bit there. But I don't know. I just didn't like the signing. I thought it was fine. But to me, I was the one saying, dude, go do what the Rangers did. You got Semien and Seager. Go put Baez at second and go get a shortstop. You know, the Tigers could still take that approach this offseason. But to me, Javier Baez as the guy there, it just didn't, I don't know. I didn't like it. Javier Baez is not like the guy to me. You know, I would like him on my team. I would not hate it. But he's not the centerpiece of your team. To me, Carlos Correa was that guy. That's just me. I think for the Orioles, they need to go get a guy. Carlos Correa, I think, fits that bill. And I think Carlos Correa, I think they'll be back in on that market. Don't forget, you got Trey Turner. I think Trey Turner would be a huge upgrade. He was with the Nationals, not too far away from Baltimore for years. I think the Orioles could absolutely go after him. They need a guy on the offensive side. Okay? I absolutely think that. And then if you were to bring up Gunnar Henderson, you know, he is more of a shortstop, but he could, you know, end up. Hold on a second. Let's pull up Gunnar. But he could end up playing third as well. So you could do that. So the future here, the Orioles having drafted and developed an all-star shortstop since Manny Machado, but Henderson has the talent to be the next one. Definitely could. So do they want to give him the job? It's very possible they could. Maybe he could win the job out of spring training. But it also says here, while there's a risk he can outgrow shortstop for third base, Henderson is athletic for his size with a plus arm. I cannot talk right now. And above average speed. His intelligent aggression on the bases shows how locked in he is on a daily basis. So I think you could just have him at third. I don't see the problem with that. And then go get yourself a shortstop. That's what I think. I don't know, man. I think you go get Turner or Correa. Go get one. I mean, shoot. Could you imagine they got Bogarts? Oh, my. Goodness gracious. That's what I think. But I also think they need to go get a starting pitcher. Yeah, sure. G-Rod, DL Hall, great. Fine. That's fine and dandy. But I think you need to go out there on the starting pitching market. And you need to go get a guy. So let's take a look at some starting pitchers here. You could always go make a trade, too. That's something that the Orioles do have. You got prospects. You can maybe go get someone like Pablo Lopez was a name that came up in the offseason. This past offseason, as well as the trade deadline this year. Maybe you could revisit some Pablo Lopez kind of talks. It's very possible. But let's take a look at some starting pitching free agents. So, taking a look, you got David Price. Let's take out who are the unrestricted free agents? Unrestricted. Here we go. So, David Price, you got Noah Syndergaard, Nathan Eovaldi is interesting. You got Kershaw, Greinke, Manaea. I think Manaea maybe could end up being a pretty decent fit. I don't know. I think you need a guy. Who do you got? Who do we got? You got Dan Straley. That's pretty good. Oh, man. Dan Straley. That's what I'm talking about. I'm just kidding. But there's not a whole lot of starting pitching here. Kershaw's like I go to Baltimore. That would just be weird. I don't know. Probably not Eovaldi. I don't know. There's not a whole lot of options here. So you got some guys. I don't know, maybe Martin Perez. I don't know. To me, Martin Perez, I wouldn't want to touch him. I would not want to touch him. I think to me, he should just go back to the Rangers. He's got success going there. I don't know. If I were a team, I wouldn't want to trust that guy. There's not a whole lot of options. I think you could sign some of these guys as like a, middle of the rotation guy. But, when I'm thinking of an ace kind of a guy, I think you could go after someone like Pablo Lopez. You could make a trade. There are, let me pull up the player option guys. So, you got guys like Carlos Rodon. You got Jacob deGrom. Could you imagine? Just imagine it. Jacob deGrom is a Baltimore Oriole. Please make that happen. Yeah, Rodon could be interesting. Could be interesting. But do the Orioles, will they feel like that's a good investment? You know, he's got the injury history. I don't know. I wonder if they would take a chance on that. I feel like they would want to go for like a for sure signing. You know, I don't think they're just going to throw money around. I think they're going to be Mike Elias is going to be very selective with who he goes after. So that's why I think, you know, guys like Correa, Trey Turner, absolutely. So it's going to be interesting. I think you could see them more make a trade. That, I think, could end up being more of the route that they go. They definitely could sign some starting pitching. I'm not saying they can't. But it seems like they're more in better shape for a trade. That's just what I think. Now, getting back to the hot take. The Orioles will be like the Tigers, and after having an overachieving year, fail to produce in 2023. I think the Orioles, I think they're going to have better luck than the Tigers did this year. I feel like the Tigers, they tried to really just accelerate that whole process, and then it just all crashed and burned this year. So they're kind of having to regroup over there. So I think for the Orioles, I think they're going to play it a lot smarter. I don't think they're going to go crazy, man. And they got more depth in that farm than the Tigers did. The Tigers, they've had a couple of guys where once they graduated, they really started falling down the rankings a little bit. The Orioles, they got a much deeper farm. So, I don't know. Could they utilize that for a trade? Very possible. But I like the Orioles' chances better at sustained success for next year. I think the Tigers could get back on that track. But I don't think the Orioles are going to crash and burn like the Tigers did this year. Luke Walker, what's going on? Dansby. Oh, Dansby Swanson, too. That's another one. Dansby Swanson, Trey Turner will swap teams this offseason. Could you imagine? Dansby Swanson with the Dodgers. Trey Turner with the Braves. Are you kidding me? What the heck is going on? My goodness. Yeah. Luke, thank you so much. I wonder. I don't know. I feel like Trey Turner, will he go to the Braves? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Who knows? We've seen crazier things. Let's move on. Let's talk about another team that's rebuilding here. There's Luke Walker. Thank you for that super chat. The Royals. Let's talk about the Royals here. From Aiden Whitting. What's going on, my friend? The Royals have a surprisingly busy offseason. Knowing what they have in their young core of players, they spend the offseason building around their young core. Now, this is interesting, right? This is interesting. Let's actually pull up the Royals. Now, the Royals. So, you got some pieces. You got Bobby Witt Jr. What is going on with me? I am dying. What is happening with me? AJ Melendez, he's come up. He's been setting the world on fire. You got some fun pieces. Nick Prado as well came up. You know, it's just the thing with the Royals, man. It's just the starting pitching is just, it's not there. You got some guys like I like Brady Singer. Do like me some Brady Singer. So taking a look, he's got some pretty good numbers this year. 3.66 FIP, 9 strikeouts per 9. I do like Brady Singer, 26 years old. I think he could end up having a breakout season next year. You know, Daniel Lynch, Bubic is still young. I do feel like they need to go out there. The thing is with the Royals is like they're not like big time spenders, man. They're never like, you know, well, hold on. Let me go back. Let me see. Who are some of these big contracts? How do I go to, here we go. MLB. Kansas City. I want to look at their all-time. Contracts active. There we go. What are the Royals' biggest contracts? I mean, they didn't bring back Hosmer. So they got Salvador Perez. Oh, yeah, they extended Salvador Perez. So his extension was the biggest contract in Royals history. My goodness. So going back to 2015, number 1 was Alex Gordon in 1 year. And you had other like James Shields. They had him. They're just not really known for spending a ton of money, man. You know? It's just not. Let me go to their what is their current payroll? It's probably nothing. You got Perez. But and you brought in Greinke. They're just those are the kind of moves that they make, you know, like they don't really spend a whole ton of money. I think for the Royals, man, their thing is just player development. You know, I don't know. I don't think they go. I mean, they could go out there and maybe go get someone, but you gotta also think like who's gonna want to go here. You know, like there's not a whole lot going on. I think they need to develop this farm more. They need to get these guys coming up because right now, I didn't want to click on that because you don't got a whole lot going on right now. So taking a look at the Royals, you do got some okay pieces in this farm, man. You do got some good pieces. So Prado just came up. He was your number 1. You just drafted Gavin Cross. But after that, there's not a whole lot of guys that really jump out. Lacey, his value's really taken a hit. Hasn't really been able to put it together. I don't mind Nick Lofton. I don't know. There's just not a whole lot here, man. I mean, I don't know a lot of these guys. I'm going to be honest. I'm not going to sit here and like say like I know a lot of these prospects. But you did get Drew Waters in there. You brought back some pieces from the Yankees in the Andrew Benintendi trade. Do like me some Mozzicato. I liked him out of the draft last year. But I don't know, man. This is not a whole lot going on. I don't know who would really want to go here. That's just my opinion. They don't got a lot of pitching, but they kind of just, I don't know. Are they going to be able to get back to that 2015 or that mid 2010s kind of team that they were putting together? I don't know. That's going to come down to player development, man. There was a lot of homegrown talent. You did bring in some pieces to help you there. Bringing in someone like James Shields, a couple other guys too, Cueto. But I don't know, man. I think they're really going to have to do some convincing in this offseason. I don't know. Maybe you could definitely bring in a couple of pieces. You definitely could. Let me actually pull up here. Let's go to all of the free agents. Now, let's go to unrestricted. I don't know. If I'm going down this list, who is coming off the books? Is there anyone really coming off the books? Greinke. Man, yeah, no, you're pretty good. Not a whole lot coming off. So if you're looking at the depth chart, where could they improve? Nicky Lopez this year, bummer. So, oh yeah, Massey, wasn't he? He was your number 3, so they got him up this year. Whoops. So Massey hasn't really been doing all that well. 9 games, hitting .333. I guess he's doing all right so far. He's just a small sample size right now. He's doing well at AAA this year, hitting .325, .392 on base. Be nice if you could see a little more power, but overall so far, this is not a whole lot. But yeah, he could end up being a solid contributor. I do like some Nick Prado, like him. That's a fun bat. 22 games so far, not a whole lot from him, but man, with him, it's the power. It's the power, man. A lot of power. This year in AAA, 17 homers. So not a high batting average, but a good on base. So not a high slugging. Would like that to be a little better. But I don't know. If you're looking at the Royals, who are some guys? Well, if we're looking here, they got MJ Melendez out and right. So with Perez at catcher. You could add another bat somewhere. You got the DH spot. You could fill that. Could you maybe make an upgrade in the middle of your infield? How about Trey Turner to the Royals? Let's do it. Trey Turner to the Royals. Let's do it. I don't know. Who could you do? You got Prado at first. Frank Ryan, $4.99. Nothing for the Royals, but Rafaela and Blyce are going to be. Oh yeah. Miguel Blyce, Cadeli Rafaela, man. Oh, I'm really excited about those guys. Rafaela has really come out of nowhere, man. That dude, he's got all the tools, man. He could be really good. Frank Ryan, thank you for that. But nothing for the Royals, he says. So, I mean, I don't know. If I'm thinking of guys like some bats, I don't know. Who could you bring in? I don't know. It's going to be interesting. But I do think the Royals, they are going to have to go out there, and they're going to have to make some kind of moves. I don't know. That division right now, it is looking a little up in the air, you know? You got the White Sox. I mean, let's see what's going to go on with them for the next couple of years. You got a lot of young pieces there. But, manager situation. I'm sure La Russa is going to be done after this year. That's my prediction. I think he's going to be out. The Twins, they had an exciting offseason, but what's going to happen with them next year? The Tigers, sure. Yeah, they could definitely take that step forward that they wanted to this year. The Guardians, a lot of young pieces there. So, to me, I think if you're the Royals, man, you can go out there in the offseason, make a couple of moves. You could be competitive, but you need pitching. That's their big thing is they got no pitching. So I'd be okay with the offense and whatnot. Maybe sure add another bat or two, but you need pitching. You got none. You always have a pretty decent bullpen, but I don't know. You need to add a starter, man. Like you need guys that can give you innings and depth. So we'll have to wait and see what ends up happening with the Royals. I don't know. I think they just stick to what they usually do. They'll go out there, they'll sign a couple of guys, but who knows? Maybe they could shock you. Maybe they could bring someone in. We'll have to wait and see. Let's talk. My goodness, I'm like just losing my voice at times. What is going on here? The Royals for next year, we'll have to wait and see. But how about the Phillies for this year? How about the Phillies? I feel like don't let the Phillies get in, man. Because they could end up, I think, if they get in, they could be a dangerous team. Now, from Anna Young, the Phillies get Harper back and win the pennant. Oh, my goodness. Please. I want this to happen so badly. Can we please have this happen, man? All right, let's pull up the Phillies. Come on. Nick Kowal, where are you, my friend? I know you're here. Where are you? Mets fan, probably punching the air right now at this hot take. Let's go here to the Phillies. I mean, with the Phillies, man, if you run into them in the playoffs and you got to go up against Nola, Wheeler, and Syndergaard. I mean, I'm more worried about Nola and Wheeler, but like Syndergaard and, Gibson as well. And Suarez, this guy could bust out a good start out of nowhere. I mean, right now the Phillies, they're number 2 for the wild card. They're playing great baseball lately. And then you're going to get Harper back eventually. And look at this line. I mean, come on. Do you want to be going up against guys like Schwarber in the playoffs? Are you kidding me? Schwarber has been out of his mind this year. What a great signing that's been. Alec Boehm has been just slowly but surely getting his act together. Hoskins, he's been really good. Castellanos has been showing some signs of life. Brandon Marsh gives him a better defensive option in center field. I would not want to go up against the Phillies in the playoffs. Again, I don't want to be going up against Nola and Wheeler. Games 1 and 2. That's nasty. Are you kidding me? Yeah, Syndergaard, Gibson, whatever. Their depth. But Nola and Wheeler, I mean, come on. Games 1 and 2? That's going to be tough, man. Now, I do worry a little bit about the depth. Game 3, I would imagine you're going to get Gibson if you end up playing in a 3-game series and in a division round as well. I would imagine it would be Wheeler game 1, Nola game 2, and then probably Gibson for game 3. I wouldn't want to go up against all that. That's some tough starting pitching. Let's take a look here. Who would the Phillies play as of right now? If the playoffs were today, right now, my predictions are looking somewhat okay. Somewhat okay. I'm gonna get the East wrong. I had the Braves winning the East and the Mets getting a wild card. So that's going to be wrong. But I had St. Louis winning the Central. Everyone and their mother were picking the Brewers. And so far, that's looking all right. It's looking all right. But Philly. Did I have Philly getting a wild card spot? No, I had the Giants. I had the Giants and the Padres. Oof. But the Phillies, as of right now, they would be playing the Braves. Yeah, they'd be playing the Braves. Oof. That's tough. What a tough matchup. Ugh. Now, if you're looking at the Braves, I mean, that'd be fun. What a fun matchup that would be. So, game one, I'll say Wheeler for game one. And then game one for the Braves. I mean, where's Max Fried? Max Fried. Oh, he got a concussion. It would probably be Max Fried for game one. So, oof. Hopefully he's not out too long. He's been good. But yeah, probably Max Fried for game one. I would imagine he'll be fine by that point. You never know with those concussions, man. You never know. So, I mean, they can definitely match up. Now, game two, if you got Nola, and then who would you have for game two if you're the Braves? I mean, Strider's been really great this year. I would probably think maybe Morton. Or no, probably Wright. No, Kyle Wright would probably get game two, right? Or do you go with the veteran and Charlie Morton? Nah, I think they would probably go Kyle Wright. Well, actually, Wright has not been as hot as he was in the beginning of the year. He still got pretty solid numbers overall. I would think probably Kyle Wright for game two. But that, I don't know. I think the Phillies, they could get to him. I think that would be a best out of three. Best out of three series, I think, if you're the Braves and the Phillies. And then game three, you know, I would imagine they'd probably have Charlie Morton go game three. You always count on that guy for, like, you know, a decisive game. He's always pretty good in those games. I think the Phillies could get by the Braves. I think they could, based off of matchups. And, you know, you never know with these division rivals, man. So if they got by the Braves, so that's the 4 and the 5, they would end up going up against, as of right now, the Dodgers. So the Phillies against the Dodgers. I mean, you're using up your, I mean, you know, you'd get Wheeler and Nola again. But the Dodgers, they would be fresh. But I don't know. With that time off, maybe make them a little rusty. God, the Dodgers are red hot, man. They've won 10 in a row. I don't think the Phillies, I don't know, man. I don't know if they can make it past the Dodgers. I think they could make it past the wild card round. You never know with these division rival teams. You know, they got Wheeler and Nola in a 3-game series. That's going to be tough for any team. But if there is a team that could do it, it's a team that has seen those guys a lot. In Atlanta, that's not going to be easy. So, I don't know, man. The Phillies are going to have a tough road. Right now, they have a very tough road. Right now, you would have the Braves. That could change, though. I mean, look at San Diego right now. And they're starting to finally get their act together. So you could end up seeing Philly as the number 3. And then they could end up playing St. Louis. So that would be a pretty... So right now, I don't like their chances. They could get by the Braves. Maybe. But the Dodgers? Ugh. I don't know if I like that. I might have to sell. I might have to sell. I don't know if I can do this one. I don't know, but then it's the Dodgers. They choke. They choke, man. I mean, Philly, at the end of the day, they got starting pitching. They got an offense. Their bullpen's been stepping it up. I don't know. You never know with this Dodgers team, man. They always look good in the regular season. But it would be... You never know. The Dodgers, they definitely come up short quite a bit. So, but right now, though, I got to sell. I think the Phillies are fun. I would love it. Ugh, please. Put the Phillies in the World Series. I just want to see it. But right now, I have to sell on that hot take. I'll have to sell. Speaking of the Dodgers, I wasn't going to do this one next, but since I brought the Dodgers up, let's talk about the guy that has been looking a little better. Joey Gallo from Ben Wemple. Joey Gallo is going to play like 2019 Joey Gallo. I love it. Here we go. So, as of right now, it's a very small sample size for Joey Gallo. Very small. Only 6 games and 15 plate appearances. Actually, is he playing right now? Man, Field of Dreams game looks so cool. Look at that house. That's cool, man. So, Dodgers. Did they play? I don't think they played today. Nope. Games are done. So, but for Gallo, he has been hitting a little better. And even Cody Bellinger today was, or was it today or yesterday? I can't remember, but he ended up saying, hey, change of scenery, probably the best thing for this guy. But as of right now, with the Yankees over 82 games, he was only hitting 159 with a 282 on base. The batting average is a little better, making a little bit more contact. I actually did look a little bit. I know it's very small, so it's a little hard to gauge right now, but I was looking at the batted ball. And if you take a look, again, very small sample size, but he is already hitting more oppo with the Dodgers. With the Yankees, he had a 17.3% oppo percentage. And again, small sample size, but 57% opposite way. So, I'm just saying, I don't know, maybe the Dodgers, they're like, all right, we need to kind of change the way you're approaching things at the plate. So he's not pulling as much, and he's going oppo more. So, I don't know. I think if there was a team for Joey Gallo to go to, I mean, there were a few teams he could have gone to, and they probably definitely could have helped him. The Giants, the Rays. But the Dodgers are always pretty good at kind of turning players around, getting them back on track. So, I liked it. I didn't really ever think of the Dodgers as a possible fit for Joey Gallo, but when I saw it happen, it made sense to me because the Dodgers, they've done it a lot with pitching, but they've done it with some hitters as well. So, I don't know. If I were to buy or sell this, I do think Gallo ends up being pretty solid with the Dodgers. I don't think he's going to set the world on fire, but, I mean, look what they did with Pujols last year. That guy was just, looked like he was going to retire, and then they end up bringing in Pujols, and he ends up being a decent contributor with the bat. I mean, if you could get anything out of Pujols at that point, I mean, come on, you can get something out of Gallo. This guy in 2019 was out of his mind, right? He had a 389 on base. He was hurt a bit, but he had 22 home runs. I mean, 2017, 2018, this guy was just off the charts with his power. But his offense in 2019, his batting average was up, his on base was up, his slugging was up. He was really good in 2019. He was just hurt a lot. I mean, come on. This guy has a lot of talent. I know he had a tough road with the Yankees, but I think in the end, I definitely think Gallo for the rest of this season, I think he's going to be a key contributor for the Dodgers. So, is he going to be 2019 Joey Gallo? I don't know, but I think they'll get something out of him. I don't think he's going to be a waste on their bench. I don't think they would have brought him in if they didn't think they could get something out of him. So, I'll slightly buy on that. I don't think he's going to set the world on fire, but I think he'll end up contributing. So, let's talk about a guy that has been contributing in maybe a way that you're not really thinking about. Right? We're always thinking about the players, but the Mets, man, oh man, they've been playing some good baseball lately. They're the number 2 seed in the National League. The Dodgers are just out of their mind. But the Mets. And you know what? And we talk about all these big pieces, right? Scherzer, they brought in Canna, Marte. Eduardo Escobar. You just got DeGrom back. You made a lot of big moves in the offseason, but I still think Buck Showalter was one of the better moves in the offseason. I mean, look at the Padres. Look at the Padres with Bob Melvin. I think that guy, bringing him in, I think was huge for the Padres. And I think Showalter for the Mets was also really big. Now, Straight Savage says, there is no bigger acquisition since the end of last year than Buck Showalter. Now, there were some, hold on, let me pull up the Mets here. I mean, we've had some big moves going back, to the offseason. Now, I'm not going to say I'll sell on him being the biggest acquisition, but he's been a really big one. I think the Mets needed someone like that, especially in that kind of a city where, with those fans, I think you needed a guy that could just bring in stability, right? You needed that. I mean, last year, the manager that they had, it just wasn't really vibing. I don't know. To me, it just felt like a weird fit because they had a team that looked like it was ready to take that next step, and it just didn't happen, right? And Showalter is a guy who, time and time again, right, has shown that a good manager in place can be really good for the team. I think in the end, man, I think he is one of the bigger acquisitions from the offseason, but I don't think he's the biggest. But he is definitely one of the bigger ones, man. To me, I think for the Mets, the big key, sure, adding him has been great, but I think they have. I'll be honest. I actually was not. A lot of people did not like what the Mets did at the deadline, but I actually kind of like what they did. They added some different looks. You added Naquin, you added Vogelbach, right? You added Darren Ruff. I like that. I kind of a little more versatility, I liked it. You got DeGrom back, so you didn't really need to go make a huge move with starting pitching. I mean, you never know with DeGrom and the injuries, but DeGrom, man, I mean, if he's healthy, that will end up being the biggest move around that time, because that guy just completely just transforms your rotation. Would have been nice. I mean, Michael Givens, I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of that, but I think with Showalter, man, the guy, it's like he keeps it simple, but he gets creative too, right? He'll do some different things. But most importantly, he is keeping the energy stable in that clubhouse, right? He's just bringing stability to that clubhouse. And I think that's exactly what the Mets needed. And I mean, hey, you can't argue with the results. 73-39. They're playing great. And as of right now, we just took a look at the standings, right? They're playing great baseball lately. 8-2 in their last 10. They've won 6 straight. 73-39. I mean, what else is there to say? I mean, it was a great move. So, but can't really argue with it. I wouldn't say it was the best. I think, honestly, I don't know. Who would you say was the bigger ad? Would you say it was Scherzer or Showalter? I mean, honestly, right now, I mean, Scherzer's been great. But he did miss time there. But I don't know. If you took Scherzer off this team, who would you take off this team right now? Who would you take off the team? Would you take off Scherzer or Showalter? I feel like a lot of Mets fans might say Showalter. I'm actually interested in that. That's a pretty good question. If you could take back one of those signings, which one would you take back? Scherzer or Showalter? I think that's a pretty interesting question. Mets fans, comment down below. Let me know. I feel like a lot of people would lean to keeping Scherzer, but I don't know. I could see some people saying Showalter as well. Got a couple more here. Let's talk about the Nationals. They're going in a completely different direction from the Mets. They are going into rebuild mode, but I do like their future. Max Tepley. The Washington Nationals will return to contention faster with the prospects acquired for Soto and Bell than they would have before the trade. Now, listen, I really like what the Nationals did. I mean, obviously, it's never fun trading away someone like Juan Soto. But you know what? They went after an extension. He didn't want to do it. So, in the end, you had to do what you had to do. Their farm system now looks so much better. Still top heavy. They still need to add more to this farm, right? But you added a young, dynamic player with C.J. Abrams. Robert Hassel could end up being really good for you. James Wood could end up being just really good for you. You got Elijah Green and Brady House in the last couple of drafts. Jarlin Susana, a lot of upside with him. Cade Cavalli, right? I think the Nationals, I do think they're going to get back to contention in the next few years. Because here's the thing with the Nationals. They showed you they have money, right? Do they want to be going out there and giving out these big contracts, especially after what happened with Strasburg? I don't know. But they could go sign some guys. I think they're going to take the next couple of years, get these young guys going. I don't think you're going to see a whole lot from the Nationals in this offseason. I think they could add maybe a couple of guys, but I don't think they go crazy. I think they spend next year really focusing on player development. That's what I think, right? Then next offseason, I think they could be big spenders. Absolutely. Because when you got guys like Abrams, Hassel, Wood, that these guys can end up contributing. I mean, Abrams especially, but Hassel and Wood, they can make their way to the majors pretty quick. They do need some pitching. That is something they do. You added a Josiah Gray in the Max Scherzer trade. So that was a nice piece, but I feel like they're going to need to add more pitching. I feel like they're not going to do a whole lot this offseason. And another thing, too, with the Nationals, they are trying to sell the team. So I think that's a big focus. So I don't think you're going to see a whole lot from the Nationals this offseason. I think next offseason, I think you will. I think you'll start seeing some wheels in motion more. I think this year, it's a transition kind of a year in 2023. This year right now, they're just trying to make it to the end of the season. But, yeah, I don't see a whole lot in the next year. But 2024, I think the Nationals, I definitely think they could be. Absolutely. Because you got some good young players here, and you're going to have some money. So look out for the Nationals in 2024. You know what? I should have brought this one up earlier. Does this guy have a chance at MVP? Austin Riley from Chicken Nuggets. That makes me want some Chicken Nuggets right now. Austin Riley wins NL MVP. Oh my. We're talking about the Braves a little earlier. Let's go take a look at the leaderboards right now. So, Austin Riley. Let's take a look at the National League. I mean, it's going to be tough. Because you got Paul Goldschmidt setting the world on fire. Nolan Arenado, though, man. This guy, I think Goldschmidt will end up winning it. Hey, also, look at Francisco Lindor lately playing some great baseball. My goodness. Has anyone been noticing Francisco Lindor lately? Look at the season. This is a great season from Lindor. 270 with the batting average of 349 on base, 464 slugging, 20 homers, 81 RBIs, 11 stolen bases. Good defense. Francisco Lindor, that signing is starting to pay off. But my vote still goes for Goldschmidt. The way this guy has been hitting this year, he's been out of his mind. I mean, I think he leads the league. Austin Riley does lead the league in the National League in home runs, but Goldschmidt leads in RBIs. He has the better batting average. He has the better on base. He has the better slugging. Yeah, I don't think there's any chance that Goldschmidt or Riley gets it over Goldschmidt. Right now, I just don't see it. Could you make an argument for Nolan Arenado because his glove has been so good? I feel like in the end, Goldschmidt will probably end up winning it over Arenado just because, we like the bat. We like the bat. Goldschmidt doesn't play bad defense either for first base. He has a negative defense, but that's usually the case for first baseman. So, but in the end, I do think Goldschmidt ends up winning it. That guy's bat has just been crazy. He's been so good. He's been getting the attention in the media as well. That's a big deal when it comes to the voting. So, speaking of MVPs, though, let's end this one on the note of notes. Aaron Judge. Is this guy gonna make some history? Aaron Judge. Zachary Goldstein. What's going on? Aaron Judge will hit 70 home runs and win unanimous MVP. Now, I agree with the MVP thing. I think Aaron Judge is winning the MVP. There's no doubt he is winning the MVP. It's done. It's over. Already wrapped up. Put a bow on it. Done. Aaron Judge is winning the MVP. Is he going to hit 70 home runs? That is the question. So he's played 108 games so far. And how many games have the Yankees played? So let's do some math here. So he's only missed 4 games this year. So overall, the Yankees have played 112. Okay. So he has hit 45 home runs over 112 games. Okay. So now times that by 162. He's on pace right now for 65 home runs. 65 home runs, Aaron Judge. I don't think he ends up getting it. I do think he gets 60. Now, if we were to go to the Yankees all-time home run list. Or actually, single season. Now, I do think he can break Maris. Absolutely do. I don't think there's a question. He's on pace for 65. And it's got the attention. The dude's just nuts. I mean, he's out of his mind. Let me go to the Yankees schedule here. They got a lot of division matchups coming up. Why am I paying attention to that? Well, he's familiar with the divisional pitching. And I think that's going to be key. You got the Red Sox a lot. Got Tampa. Got Toronto. Got the Mets for a couple more. That's going to be fun. And you got some weaker teams like the A's and the Angels. Got the Rays again. Got the Twins. The Rays again. The Red Sox again. Brewers, that might be a tough series for him to get a home run. You got the Pirates, though, for a couple. Red Sox again. Blue Jays again. Orioles again. And you got the Rangers to end the season. I think he could absolutely do it, man. I definitely think he could do it. A lot of division matchups. Pitching that he is used to seeing. I definitely think Aaron Judge, man, he's definitely winning the MVP. There's no doubt. It's over. Kaput. Over. I do think he will break Roger Maris, though. I absolutely think that's going to happen. I'm going to say he finishes with 63. Let's go 63. I don't think he's going to hit 70. Don't think he's going to hit 70. But I do think he will break Maris. Man, oh man. A-Rod came pretty close, 2007. 7 behind. So since then, he had Aaron Judge at 52 back in 2017, but I think that was a sign of things to come, that Aaron Judge was lurking. And here he comes after Roger Maris. I'm going to agree with this hot take slightly. Well, I do think he wins the MVP. I don't think he hits 70, but I do think he will become the all-time home run leader. I do think. And, man, you know, and then he ends up going to another team in the offseason. Could you imagine he sets the all-time Yankee record for home runs in a single season? Then he ends up going to the Mets or something. Oh, don't even. I wonder if the Yankees, let's say, final game of the season, right? Final game of the season. I don't think they would do this. Let's say he needed one more home run to beat Maris. Final game of the season. They say, nah. Judge, we're going to bench you. We need you for the playoffs. I could totally see something like that happening. Absolutely. Where the Yankees are like, no, we don't. No, we want Maris to stay as the number 1. So we'll have to see where he ends up being. We'll have to see. But everyone, that's all I got for tonight. That's all I got. We went over some hot takes tonight. First hot takes in about a couple of months. It was good to bring it back. Look out for it next week. Go to the community tab. Look out for where I tell you to submit your hot takes to me, and I will pick my 10 favorite ones. So let's see if you can get on for next week's show. I think we're going to bring this back for the rest of the season. I don't see why not. Hot takes are back, baby, and they're better than ever. Everyone, have yourself a good rest of the night. I'm extremely tired. Tomorrow's Friday, though. Tomorrow is Friday, and I'm quite excited. Everyone, have yourself a good rest of your night. Don't forget about Power Rankings this Sunday, and we'll see you then. Everyone, have a good night, and I'll talk to you next time.